Whitney Houston's getting a biopic. Good luck with the singing. So, I'm always up to date with movie news, different things that are coming out, particularly the big superhero, Marvel, DC, and all that business. What I sometimes miss the ball on is the smaller movies, the movies that are about real people and not Vikings and Black Panthers and mutants and superheroes and all that jazz. Apparently, the legend, who the late great Whitney Houston, is getting a biopic. Did you hear about that?
Wow. Yeah.
Did you hear about it?
I did. Well, I didn't hear back to you. Told me about it.
Yeah, so you didn't hear about
Yeah, I
it.
didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, 2 minutes ago when we were doing this video. I had no idea that they were doing a biopic of Whitney Houston, but they are. I think she's well deserved. They did a movie, remember that documentary, which was really sad actually, and I felt it was quite unfortunate that with such a legacy of the late great Whitney Houston in terms of her voice and her acting and The Bodyguard and just that beauty that she had, that it focused so much on the tragedy of her final years and stuff like that, and also some of the trauma and the stuff that she went through in her past before fame, that sort of made sense, that rather than she had a perfect life and it all went downhill, it suggests that she always had struggles, abuse as a child and different things that led even drug use before she met Bobby Brown. It's almost like we're talking a biopic right now. I felt with that documentary that it kind of did her a little dirty, and I think hopefully this biopic focuses on, obviously not whitewash it, not make it like it's just everything is sunshine and rainbows, because she did have challenges to say the least, but I'm hoping that there is some positivity in it and celebration of her music. So there ain't a trailer yet. We'll react to that. Don't worry. But there is a photo. But before we have a quick look at the poster, rather, before we do that, Jay, what are your thoughts on the idea of a Whitney Houston biopic?
I'm kind of not sure, actually, because I
what are you not sure about?
To portray Whitney Houston, that's a big deal. You got to be able to sing. You got to be able to do all the mannerisms and all the rest of it comes with it when you're portraying someone. And that's a big shoes to fill as well. Can she bring the essence?
And if the actress doesn't do right, it'll be it's not right it's not okay.
Yeah. If she does not do well in this, like the actress, she's gonna be on with her.
And forget Viola Davis, man. I mean, Michelle Obama is popular. Whitney Houston was around for ages and was beloved by so many people. So
to play a legend like Whitney Houston,
yeah,
that's a major role.
Major,
indeed, because if you get that wrong,
yeah,
I think it's game over, man.
You're gonna need a bodyguard. You're gonna need the bodyguard. Calling Kevin Costner to come and protect your ass from the upset fans. But anyway, we are in Empire magazine.
Naomi Ackie is Whitney Houston in the first I Wanna Dance with Somebody poster. The list of musical biopics grows, which perhaps isn't surprising given the success of recent examples. A Whitney Houston-focused film starring Naomi Ackie as a legendary performer is on the way and has a first poster on it. Cassie Lemons is in the director's chair for this one, working from a script by biopic expert Anthony McCartan, who penned Bohemian Rhapsody, among others. Ackie plays Houston in a film that will, according to the official release, take audiences on an emotional, energetic journey through Houston's career and music. Preparing to play Whitney Houston has been an incredible experience, Ackie told Deadline last year. I've learnt so much more about her and myself than I could have imagined. I'm so excited to get on that film set and honour her legacy with Cassie on board. I know we can create something truly wonderful given that Houston's estate is involved. We'll wait and see whether this deals with the more painful aspects of her late career, but Lemon certainly feels like a good choice to make the movie.
Wow, okay. So let's look at the poster. Okay, poster. I really like the poster. It's like a scene from one of the concerts or music videos, but interestingly, you've got a pose and you can't see Aki's face fully because she's tilted upwards. So it's a tease poster. Got the look, the body,
the structure. Because Whitney Houston was very slim, wasn't she?
The
So
problem
they got
is,
that
though,
right.
with Naomi Ackie, from I remember, she's not that tall and she's not that model-esque. Whitney Houston, as well as having one of the most incredible signature voices of all time, she also could have been a runway model. She was that stunning. So she was the full package, the full Monty. Yeah, sounds interesting. I mean, we saw Bohemian Rhapsody, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Do you remember what you think of that?
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody was so good.
Mama.
I think he played him so well, portrayed him,
Freddie Mercury
so well. And I just hope that Naomi Ackie can really get this right to be able to portray Whitney Houston. That's a big role.
Yeah, so the person who penned that script, I think Freddie Mercury had quite an interesting life. So I think the film was able to sort of trim it down to an interesting amount. So it's the same writer of that with this one. It's interesting when they say, because it's the estate of Whitney Houston, like there's apparently a Michael Jackson biopic in the works. And the issue there is obviously the media has dragged Whitney Houston, it dragged Michael Jackson. And I think there's a lot of people that would want to just see 2 hours of the celebrity being torn to shreds, all their dirty linen, all their negative stuff, forgetting the genius that caused the attention in the first place.
And that's the thing. I don't want to see another biopic with all the issues, say Whitney Houston had, or the drug problems, or the problems she was going through with Bobby and what's. I don't want to see that. I want to see like her career, her high points, not her lowest
points. Here's the obvious one. Whitney Houston was very famous, had an amazing voice. She meets Bobby Brown, gets on drugs, gets into crack, has meltdowns, and she dies in a tub. The end. That's events that happened, but people die all the time. People get high on drugs all the time. People have not high profile, but have marriages that are toxic. That isn't why we loved Whitney Houston. We loved Whitney Houston because she was an amazing voice and personality that she brought. She brought it wherever she came. So,
I mean, how could they, a question for you, Tony, how would they be able to say what I said earlier? Portray it in a way that they don't have to show all the negative parts of
No. You must show some aspects because remember, like storytelling and drama, you need conflict. You need a bit of conflict in the story to make it interesting. Like we have a bit of conflict in what we do because you need, there's no violence. I'm not Ike Turner, there's no violence here, folks. But you need a little bit of oomph, a bit of conflict to make things interesting because that's what storytelling and drama about.
How could they balance that then in terms of the good and the bad stuff in the story? The person writing the script, they're thinking, how could they, if you were the screenwriter for this, how would you balance that with the good side of Whitney and then the career side and then also the side that her downfall?
I would make the negative things the obstacles to her goal. Like in any movie, a hero in fiction, a protagonist has obstacles. A hero has obstacles they've got to overcome. Whitney Houston had a lot of obstacles. So if you portray them as the obstacles blocking her from the greatness or sometimes working against the greatness of her legacy, then you focus on the good, but also there's always the negative, there's always the conflict. So I think that would be the way to do it. Don't make it a sad story that everything is just this sort of like, it's not a tragedy story. There are movies that are sort of tragedies by nature or Shakespearean. It's not a tragedy. It ended tragically, but her story, her life is not one long tragedy. It's like there are people that wouldn't achieve an inch of what she's done.
Because look at all the music. She's got like an
legacy,
like
man.
Michael Jackson.
Legacy.
She's got so much like archive of music there. You could just go on YouTube and be like, all these songs that she's sung.
She'll be remembered
That's her
forever.
Legacy. I don't want to be hearing all the time about she was on drugs.
When she smoked crack and twitched.
That's not her legacy.
No.
Her legacy is her art, her library of work that she's left behind.
It's her story, or it's part of her story, but it's not her legacy.
No.
Now, the interesting one in terms of Naomi Ackie, I hope she gets more screen time in this than the Rise of Skywalker. Just saying. What was she like? Finn's a kind of love interest, not really. Possibly Lando's. I remember being excited when I was hearing, oh, you're gonna have a black female. Can you believe it? In all of the Star Wars movies, she was the first black female character. But she was in it for like 5 minutes.
I think it was pointless her being in it. Why was she there? It's like, why did you bring her in this one?
It was like a tick box. And the unfortunate thing is she was so excited to be in, as I would be, the last of the Star Wars movie sagas in terms of the Skywalker saga. It was very exciting. It's a big deal for her. And she got short shrift. Her role was a nothing role. It felt like a token. Let's have as much diversity in it as possible. And I'm like someone like, we like seeing people that look like us in huge mainstream entertainment, but not for the sake of it.
She must have been so disappointed when she got her script. This is a little small part I'm playing.
I think I had more screen time than her as an extra in The Force Awakens. I'm like, I think I had a bit more face time than Naomi Ackie, and she was a casting role. But so I haven't seen her in anything substantial. Like again, the only thing I saw her in was the Rise of Skywalker, and I want to forget that movie. And I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, and I don't think I've seen the Rise of Skywalker once since it's been on home release. Anywho, it's not a Rise of Skywalker review. Hold it together. Breathe. But I think Ackie, I hear that she's a good actress. I think it'd be interesting. Again, it's like the Viola Davis. Can she sing?
Yeah. Can she sing? She has. If listen,
dubbed.
She's got to be able to sing if she's playing Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Because Whitney Houston had one of the most. I can't even think of anyone now that can sing. There's no one.
It'd be like playing Bruce Lee in a biopic, and you can't fight, or Michael Jackson, you can't dance. It's like, I think surely that they can dub the singing, but surely you got to be able to have some stage.
She must be able to sing for them to cast her in this.
I don't know.
Otherwise, the casting director would have got that totally wrong. Because to play Whitney Houston, you got to be able to sing.
So our question is, will Naomi Ackie, bless her, be dragged for playing Whitney Houston? Because we don't know. She could be amazing in the role, but will it be good enough for Twitter? Will it be good enough for the online community? Whitney Houston has decades of fans, and it might be, again, a bit like the Viola Davis situation. Whitney Houston wasn't just some person in history on the street. She was someone who's still very fresh on people's minds. Will Ackie be able to pull it off? And would it, even if she did an Oscar-worthy performance, will it stop her getting ripped to pieces by people on the internet?
I'm rooting for you, Naomi Ackie. I really pray and hope that you can pull this off. And if you do get dragged from Twitter, we're going to be supporting you.
We'll be your bodyguards. I wonder will have a scene in The Bodyguard. Who'll be Kevin Costner. Someone come in. I know I'm very interested who's going to be Bobby Brown. Let me look on IMDb. That'll be interesting. But what do you think? Do you think that it's a good idea to play Whitney Houston, or do you think that's one they should have left alone?
Do you think that they should have maybe not done this biopic and just thought, you know what, there's been too much negative stuff already, just allow that. Just don't do it.
Are they going to go positive with this, or are they going to go negative, or 50-50? Either way, and do you think that they should bring up all the demons of her past, or just make it... One of the criticisms actually of Bohemian Rhapsody is it didn't really go into some of the dark chapters that people would think about Freddie Mercury, that some said it was a little bit, and that's because Queen, the surviving bandmates, were involved in production. This article says that the Whitney Houston estate is involved with the movie. Some will think that means that they will soften the edges. They will make it almost like, what negative stuff? Everything was cool. Everything was positive. It's all lovely. Just focus on the music. So maybe people are fearful that there won't be any of the real life conflicts.
There needs to be something different. We want something fresh, don't we? Something different. So
Yeah.
Hope they can bring that.
The right percentage, the right balance. Mainly positive, but don't whitewash or ignore the dark
So whoever's
chapters.
writing this script, whoever's hired as a screenwriter.
That's what he written.
Oh, I hope you've got it right then.
Let's get in the DeLorean, go back in the past and hover over the screenwriter and say, no, missed a bit. I put that in. Take that out. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe below, where also we have more videos on entertainment, opinion, and chat. You're really going to enjoy it. Also, if you really enjoy it that much, we have a weekly podcast on all platforms. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.